Hello and welcome to another edition of UFO Video Addicts. Let me give you a preview of what I got coming up in this video. The first is a object that comes over Earth's horizon filmed by the International Space Station. Let's see, I have a UFO sighting in India. This is a video of two UFOs that are filmed in the infrared spectrum. Also have this video from Reddit of a UFO. And this is a 30-second clip of Edgar acknowledging the existence of UFOs on the on our planet, and how our government has basically been covering it up. Let's see. This is a 2-hour interview of this woman who calls herself Lacerta. She's supposed to be a reptilian. I don't remember who suggested I listened to this, but I haven't had a chance to listen to it all, but very interesting. Let's see, here's an article from the War Zone. Navy's top officer says drones that swarm destroyers remain unknown. But again, my thing is these drones have been harassing our military for a long time, so I don't think they're visitors. They're, our military probably goes into their area, or wherever they're based. Anyways, and last here is this video about this great Chaitya cave in India. But this is another one of those ancient sites that it's cut right out of rock. Basalt. Basalt. Look at this place. And again, we're supposed to believe that, humanity went from a state of like being hunter-gatherers, primitive, and then we advanced to where we are today. No, this is evidence that there were advanced civilizations in the past, and I bet you the occupants of these areas most likely found it. But anyways, let me go to this first one here. Yeah, this is, let's see. This was uploaded on the 6th today, so I don't know what the exact date is, but check out this little object here that comes into view. And that's that. And then the camera just, shows it again. But, things like this, they have to be revealing themselves, because they obviously know they're being videotaped, they're being watched. This is themselves allowing us to see them. Anyways, let me go to this next video here. Now, what we see here, like I've seen this formation many times. I think there's a footage from Brazil that shows, a very similar movement where you have these lights or these UFOs. It seems as if they're getting into like takeoff alignment, or they're aligning themselves to take off. and they're gone. Now, I'm positive this is maybe the fourth or fifth video that I've seen of UFOs aligning themselves, getting themselves into that formation, and then taking off just like that. Yeah, these are our neighbors. These aren't visitors that are doing this. So let's see. Let me go into this video here. Now, I just want to play a little bit of this because, well, you need to go to this Disclosure Screen guy's website to check this out. But anyways, let me just play a real quick clip of this. But, you can see how this is being filmed in the infrared.
You're not anywhere else in the sky. This is some trippy shit. There's two of them there, but the other one keeps taking off somewhere.
Yeah, see, there's another one that shows up right here, though. It's very possible that these UFOs, or even actual entities, are observing us a lot of times, but we can't see them because of our limited eyesight and our limited hearing. Remember, our eyes are only designed to see a very narrow band of the light spectrum. And even with hearing, we can only hear certain frequencies, where like dogs can hear higher frequencies, elephants can hear lower frequencies. Yeah, we're a very limited species. There's so much going on around us, but we're just not designed to detect it. But anyways, link to this will be in the description. Let's see, I found this one on Reddit. Now let me go to the beginning because you'll see a plane fly over this thing.
There goes a jet right by it, a little higher. There's a jet, and there's the saucer. I got a better view of it now. It must be about 3,000 feet up now, I'd say. Wow, look at that. Nobody's going to believe us except I got it on film, huh? I keep losing it. There it is.
Well, let's see. I definitely don't need the government to tell me we're not alone on this planet. I figured that out myself. Let's see. Yeah, here's just a clip. There's no visuals, but it's Edgar Mitchell basically acknowledging that that there are alien species on this planet. Oh, I actually think there are images.
And I happen to be privileged enough to have been on the fact that we have been visited on this planet. And the UFO phenomenon is real, although it's been covered up by our government for quite a long time. It is a real phenomenon, and there's quite a few of us. It's been well covered up by all of our governments for the last 60 years or so, but slowly it's leaked out, and some of us are privileged to have been briefed on some of it.
So there you have it. I don't understand how there are still people who are waiting for disclosure when it's happening every single day. Anyways, let's go to this article here about cow mutilations in Wasco County. And, I looked for a date. This happened, I think, sometime in March. Warning or whatever. Let's see. A cow mutilation in Wasco County has rancher Doug Johnson shaking his head, not only about the monetary loss of his 4-year-old heifer and the calf he now has to bottle feed, but also in the way the animal was killed. His son, Clint, found the Black Angus cow at about 4 p.m. on March 28th while checking on the herd at their ranch in Cow Canyon. The ranch lies 3 miles off Highway 97, 20 miles north of Madras. Clint was riding his ATV when he saw the cow laying on its side. When he approached, things got weird, he said. A straight cut appeared to have been used to remove the cow's lips and jaw and hide around its mouth. The tongue and lips were also gone, and the left eye was removed, again with the hide around the socket also missing, and all done with apparent precision. The cow had been lying dead for maybe 2 days, he said. Wolves, coyotes? No animal did this, Doug Johnson said, noting none of the flesh was torn or parts left ripped apart. No blood could be seen on the animal. On further inspection, Clint found a portion of the cow's front left leg, its other reproductive organs and rectum had also been removed, again without any rips or tears. The animal's carotid artery in the neck had been cut, and a cow that size was liable to have 4+ gallons of blood, but there was no blood on the ground to be found. On March 30th, Doug and Clint Johnson took CCN News to the side of the animal. Doug grabbed the front right leg of the cow as well as the back and showed how it could pivot around easily, noting heavy damage to the skeletal structure within the animal. He said the legs would be stiff under normal circumstances, and yet there was no sign of a struggle on the Medusa head grass and shallow dirt of the hills the animal laid on. He speculated that the animal was dropped from a great height to the ground to do that much damage. Coyotes and birds had not fed on the carrion as they normally had in Johnson's past observations of other deceased cows. They won't go near it, he said, noting his own dog avoided the animal. Usually he'd be rolling in it. No tracks from a vehicle, no shoes or boot prints, Johnson said. Wasco County Sheriff officials responded and investigated the report on Monday, March 29th, but no leads or evidence were discovered. Wow, well, I'm not going to read the whole article, but, the similar circumstances, again, we have to stop giving credence to all of these people who want to tell us that, there's reasonable explanations for this. No, there isn't, all right? There's obviously something going on that defies explanation. But anyways, let me go on to this next video. Oh yeah, now this video, I haven't had a chance to listen to all of it yet. I don't remember who suggested I listen to this, but let me just play this one section here that I thought was very interesting.
Question: as you have not allowed me to make photos, what would be very useful to prove your real existence and the truth of this story? Can you describe yourself detailed?
Answer: I know that it would be helpful to prove the authenticity of this interview if you can make some photos from me. Otherwise, you humans are very skeptic. That's good for us and for the real alien species acting secretly on this planet. So even if you had such photos, many of your kind would say that they are fraud, that I'm just a masked human woman or something like that. That would be very offensive for me. You must understand that I can't give you permission to make photos of me or of my equipment. This had various reasons, which I want not to discuss with you further, but one of the reasons is the keeping up of the secrecy of our existence. Another reason is more religious. Nevertheless, you have permission to make drawings of my look and of my equipment I can show you later. I can also try to describe myself, but I doubt that others of your kind will be able to imagine my real look just from simple words, because the automatic denial of the existence of reptilian species and generally of intelligent species other than your own is part of the programming of your mind. Well, I will try. Imagine the body of a normal human woman and you have at first a good imagination of my body. Like you, I have a head, 2 arms, 2 hands, 2 legs and 2 feet, and the proportions of my body are like yours. As I'm female, I have also 2 breasts. Despite our reptile origin, we have started to give milk to our babies during the evolution process.
The point I wanted to point out where she says is that we are designed to automatically disbelieve anything about reptilian aliens or even about, UFOs and aliens. It's programmed into some of us, which is why, many who I would consider intelligent people deny the existence of UFOs and aliens. Like, for instance, there's Neil deGrasse Tyson. There's that fake science guy, Bill Nye. There's I did the video with the Russian guy that does all those videos about space. Anton, he's not a UFO believer. Again, I mean, the fact that he's aware of how big the universe is and how many planets are out there, and then he still, his brain can't fathom the idea that there is other life out there, and that life has existed for billions of years before we came into existence. Well, again, so according to what she says, it's because some of us, it's programmed into some of us. And again, I don't have to explain to people, we're not all equal. There are some people who are highly intelligent, some people who are less intelligent, and and in between that, the belief systems of people vary. I go back to what J. Harlan Bretz, who was the a geologist who proposed the Missoula flood theory. For years, he was telling his peers that what caused all of the scarring in the environment was lots of water, and no one believed him. They made fun of him, and again, and his conclusions was based on evidence, but for whatever reason. Oh, I mean, I do understand it was because, back then scientists didn't want to associate themselves with any type of flood theory because it would be connected to the Bible. Even scientists refuse valid evidence and data if it doesn't fit into their belief system. But anyways, very interesting interview. I have to finish listening to it, but of course the link will be in the description. Oh yeah, another thing, I don't agree with everything she says. Some of the things that she talked about, I don't agree with. But anyways, let me go on to this next article here. Yeah, Navy's top officer says drones that swarm destroyer remain unidentified. Again, to me, this is evidence that we are not alone on the planet. I mean, how many times does our Navy have to be harassed by these Tic Tac and these other unidentified vehicles again before others realize? I'm sure the military knows, which is the reason why they don't attack. I mean, I remember listening to Richard Dolan and how he described how all of these drones were harassing this ship, and this was a warship with lots of weapons, and yet there was no order to attack these drones given. And I believe it's because the superiors know that if they do attack, there'll be consequences, and they don't want to go down that road. Let's see, at a roundtable with reporters today, Chief of Naval Operations Admiral Michael Gidday, the U.S. Navy's top officer, was asked about a series of bizarre incidents that took place in July 2019 and involved what only have been described as drones swarming American destroyers off the coast of Southern California. The war zone was the first to report in detail on this series of mysterious events after the incident was originally uncovered by filmmaker Dave Beatty. Asked by Jeff Skogel of Task and Purpose if the Navy had positively identified any of the aircraft involved, Gilday responded by saying, "No, we have not. I am aware of those sightings, and as it's been reported, there have been other sightings by aviators in the air and by other ships, not only of the United States, but other nations, and of course other elements within the U.S. Joint Force. Those findings have been collected and they still are being analyzed," Gilday added. "I don't have anything news to report, Jeff, on what those findings have revealed thus far, but I will tell you we do have a well-established process in place across the Joint Force to collect that data and to get it to a separate repository for analysis. There are advanced species that have lived in our oceans and deep earth caverns for thousands, if not millions of years. The people, you just been disclosed." This last video here is this Chaitya cave in India. And this is another example of advanced civilizations that existed on planet Earth before we did. Check this out here.
The famous Ellora caves that date back to 600 to 1000 AD, which includes the breathtaking and seemingly impossible Kailasa Temple. The Ajanta caves are even older, and there are also the lesser-known Kala caves, not always as well known as the others, but a site that should certainly be on your radar. The Kala caves are located near Lonavala, Maharashtra, a complex of ancient Buddhist Indian rock-cut caverns dating back from the 2nd century BC to the 5th century AD. Their location is thought to be because of its proximity to a major ancient trading network running eastward from the Arabian Sea into Deccan. They are also situated in a position that marks the division between North and South India. Maharashtra.
Look at this entrance to this cave. Okay, honestly, do you think that this was done by primitive people or people using primitive tools?
Examples of man-made cave networks, but cave 8 at Kala.
Yeah, look at this inside. Look at the precision, right? The mathematical precision, this is wood. These are wood arches. Let me show you what the inside. Hey, look at this drawing. Okay, this is built with mathematical precision, and there's no way, Neolithic man, primitive man, just woke up one day and decided we're gonna make this. And here's one thing that this guy says, that these names are the benefactors who paid for this, but I don't necessarily agree with that. This might have been written by a culture that came across this years later. And I say that because it's just, I don't see the level of precision even in this writing that you find in this artwork. It would be like me spray painting my name on a high rise, and then 5,000 years later, some people find it, and because my name was spray painted on it, they go, oh, well, that's the guy that made it. His name is spray painted on it. I mean, that's the same thing with the Giza, the Pyramid of Giza. Because Cheops, carved his name into the stone. Suddenly, people claim, oh, it was he that built it. When again, he could have come across it and then had his name engraved in it. But anyways, that is going to be it for this video. If you like things like this, please give this video a thumbs up. Please share this video. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'll have more things like this. Take care.